So yeah, this is going to sound insane, but I swear I'm not making it up. I'm a 28F working in a mid-sized tech company. I've been here about 4 years. I've always kept my head down, done my job, stayed out of trouble. I'm not like the ambitious shark type, but I've been trying to get a senior role for a while now. A couple months ago, my boss, Mr. Klein, 50Zem, pulled me into his office and said he had a sensitive matter he needed my help with. I honestly thought I was in trouble, but nope. He said he suspected one of our software engineers, Jason 34M, was involved in activities that could harm the company. His words, not mine. He told me to just watch him, see who he talks to, where he goes after work, make notes if I saw anything off. He framed it like I was helping protect the company and that he trusted me over anyone else. And I won't lie, I liked hearing that. Day 1, I felt like an idiot. Jason's desk is 3 rows away from mine. I pretended to be working while I peeked over my monitor every few minutes. He's quiet, barely says more than, "Hey," when he comes in. I noticed he locks his computer every single time he stands up, even just to grab water. Most of us don't bother unless we're leaving for lunch. Day 2, I followed him after work. I parked a few rows back from his car and tailed him into downtown. He went to this hole-in-the-wall bar, sat at the counter, ordered 1 drink, and stared at his phone for almost an hour. No socializing, no shady handoffs, just him, his phone, and a whiskey. I told Mr. Klein about it the next morning, expecting, I don't know, excitement? But he just said, keep watching. Day 3, Jason took a different route home. I almost lost him in traffic. He ended up in a 24-hour grocery store, bought bread and coffee, and left. Completely normal. Day 4, I started noticing he'd glance in his rearview mirror more than most people. Not like a nervous driver, more like someone looking for something. And maybe it was in my head, but when he left the bar that night, he turned his head just enough to make me think. He knew. When I mentioned this to Mr. Klein, he smirked. Then he's got something to hide. Keep going. The next week, things got weirder. In the office, Jason started showing up exactly 5 minutes after me. Every day. He'd walk past my desk, not say a word, but I could feel him glance at my screen. Once, I could have sworn I saw a reflection of him in my monitor, like he was standing behind me. But when I turned around, no one was there. There's this petty undercurrent of politics at my job. People gossip. There's favoritism, little cliques. Jason wasn't part of any of it. The more I paid attention, the more I realized he avoided everyone except when work absolutely required it. That made him stand out even more, which is maybe why Mr. Klein thought I'd catch something. One afternoon, I overheard 2 coworkers whispering in the break room. They stopped talking when I walked in, but one of them, Maya, 31F, gave me this weird side eye and said, "Guess some people are willing to do anything to get ahead." I pretended I didn't hear it. I was starting to feel paranoid myself. I'd go home and check if my door was locked 3 times. I started double-checking my curtains at night. Then came the warehouse night. Jason left the office at 6 sharp as usual, but instead of the bar or his apartment, he drove into the industrial area on the edge of the city. The kind of place that's dead silent at night, just rows of warehouses. I followed at a distance until he parked beside a gray building with no signs. He walked up, unlocked it, and went inside. I waited maybe 15 minutes, stomach in knots. When he came out, he was carrying a small silver briefcase. He put it in his trunk, got in his car, and drove away. The next morning, I gave Mr. Klein every detail. He barely reacted, just said, "Good work. Don't get sloppy. We're almost there. Almost where?" He wouldn't say. 2 days later, everything imploded. I came in like normal, sat down at my desk, and before I could even open my email, 2 company security guys were standing beside me. "We need you to come with us." They took me to a conference room where 2 men in suits were waiting, corporate investigators. They started asking about my activities, why I'd been following a coworker, why I'd been seen near his apartment, why I'd accessed certain internal files after hours. I told them about Mr. Klein's instructions, but the moment I said his name, they both gave each other this subtle, here we go look. They asked if I had proof. Of course I didn't. Everything had been verbal. Then they slid a folder toward me. Inside were photos of me, sitting outside the bar in my car, waiting near the warehouse, and one of me standing outside Jason's building, except I had never been there. When I said that, they just kept staring like I was lying. Apparently, Jason had filed a harassment complaint against me, and Mr. Klein? He denied everything. Told them I'd been acting erratically for weeks, obsessively watching Jason on my own. It hit me in that moment. I wasn't investigating Jason. I was the scapegoat. They told me my laptop and phone would be confiscated, that I was on administrative leave, that I couldn't contact anyone from the company. I left the building in a daze. Across the street, Jason was leaning against a lamppost, smoking, just watching me. Not smiling, not frowning, just staring like he was making sure I saw him. That night, when I got home, my front door was unlocked. Nothing was taken, but there was a manila envelope on my kitchen counter. No writing on it. Inside, more photos of me. Sleeping, showering, working at my home desk. And in the blurry corner of every photo was Jason. My hands were shaking so badly, I dropped them on the floor. Before I could even think about calling someone, my phone rang. Unknown number. It was Jason. His voice was calm. "You shouldn't have followed me," he said. "But now that you have, you're part of it." "Part of what?" I asked. He hung up. The next morning, the company sent out an email. Mr. Klein had resigned for personal reasons. His office was cleared out. No one saw him leave. A week later, my phone and laptop were returned. I turned on my laptop, and there was a new folder on the desktop. Inside was a single text file. It read, "You're welcome. You start Monday. Don't be late." It was signed, Jason. I don't know what I'm starting. I don't know where Mr. Klein went, but every time I walk past a reflective surface now, I swear I see Jason standing behind me,